If you're gonna make it in retail, you have to put your back into it. And your brain. No matter where you are in your innovation journey, knowing where to start is incredibly important. I get asked that question by retailers all the time, and my answer is exactly the same. Know your purpose. I am super excited that we get to spend some time now with Tal Nathanal, the CEO and founder of Showfields. Let's start with a little bit about your story. What got you into retail?
My only relationship to retail, I guess, is the fact that my mother was a window dresser. So I kind of grew up in a house where it was about visual merchandising and kind of growing up between catalogs of design. And the second part is probably the fact that I really like shopping.
Well, with that in mind, what inspired Showfields? What made you decide to go on this bold experiment?
I grew up in Israel. I always had this dream about how Fifth Avenue looks like. And, surely with all the design magazines I kind of saw growing as a child. And I always imagined New York to be this amazing, glorious place. And around 6 years ago, I relocated here with my family. I started noticing that there is zero magic in the streets. And if anything, the streets of Tel Aviv, New York, Sydney, Milan, they all look the same, and none of them have what me or my friends are buying. Now, I know for a fact that there is more cool brands, more innovation, more products than any other time before. It's very evident. You open your Instagram, it's great. It's curated, it's beautiful. There's so many products. And yet the streets are so dull and boring. So this gap is kind of what inspired Showfields.
Now, we're talking a lot about City Road today. How do you talk to them and describe to them the Showfields experience and why that's different?
So what Showfields is trying to do first and foremost is actually turn the process of going physical, to become as easy as opening a website. But most of us would never get to intersect a device like this in our day-to-day. Like, where do you get to see a rowing machine, right? So being able to first showing customers this product, allowing them to sit, to touch the product, to hear the sound that the rowing machine makes when you row. There's so much education that needs to happen. And then according to that, by the way, we design the spaces.
So when you are engaging with brands like City Road, when you guys think about how you visually merchandise, what's the process that you use? How do you think about it differently?
The way that we look at visual merchandising is the how, but usually our process starts with the what. So we meet with a brand and we are trying to understand what is their story, what are their value, what it is that they're trying to tell. So if you think about the content as the what, and then merchandising would be for us the how we're going to serve that dish. When a great product meets the right customer, magic happens, and I really believe that they have the right product.
There are a lot of naysayers that call retail as dead, or at least dying, which is interesting considering it as a category it's growing. What do you say to that? How do you respond to the people who claim retail is dying?
Only question we should ask ourselves is what is next. It's not about if retail is dead. And if anything, it's like retail is dead and yet long live retail. The only question is what is next? Next is this migration of the categories and just becoming kind of one, merging physical and digital into this new category.
Yeah. What would your advice be to people to think about how to reframe their role in this new consumer commerce version of retail?
There is an amazing amount of brands and products today, and I think this new age of brands and companies are successful because they have a very good story to tell, and they're actually doing a very good job telling that story online. In today's world, the voice of the brand is more important than everything. But I think that today's customer is very sophisticated, is very educated. They're looking for authenticity. So having a clear voice is more important than any other time before.
Tal, you are an amazing personality in this industry. Power to you, because you are preaching what I think anyway is the future of retail, which is that stunning use of curation and storytelling. Thank you so much for your time. You're a legend. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for giving us the stage to show that. Thank you.
Showfields is a shining beacon, an exciting example of what this new innovation-focused and channelless retail is all about. Retailers everywhere can learn lessons from the way they've rethought the way they merchandise, the way they curate products in this incredibly exciting new format. Stack 'em high, watch 'em fly might be dead, but this new form of retail is thriving. And for a dyed-in-the-wool retailer like me, that's pretty damn exciting. I'm Andrew Smith. Thank you so much for joining us here on Off the Shelf, proudly brought to you by Wondor. At Showfields, some people take the elevator. Boring. I take the slide.